What services can a freelance writer provide? Well, at the moment there are probably a lot of people who, because of the coronavirus, have maybe lost their job, or maybe their job isn't as stable as it used to be, and I'm sure they're probably looking for ways that they can make something a bit more secure, that they are actually in control of. And if you are a writer, you may be wondering, well, how can I make money from my writing at home? So I thought I would cover that in this video today, just to help people out. Now, if we start maybe small and work our way upwards, one of the things you can do, or one of probably the smallest pieces of content that you can write, or the smallest amount of writing you can do, is probably social media. Now, there may be some businesses out there that are brick and mortar that know that social media is a thing that they need to be doing, but they just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to post to Facebook, they don't know how to do it to Twitter, or maybe they have done it for a while, but it's become too much of a chore. They haven't got the time to focus on it, or maybe they've just completely run out of ideas. They don't know what to post there. They don't know what's working. Maybe they have put a post up before and it completely flopped. And all social media to them is just complete magic. It's black magic that they're not aware of how to do. So if you are somebody maybe who has a good experience with social media, knows how to boost posts, knows how to get more kind of likes and shares on a post on Facebook, or get more retweets, or get more likes or love or whatever on Instagram, that could be something that you could provide if you had a good knowledge of that. And if you could prove to that company or that person that you are somebody who is reliable, somebody who can get results, and somebody who can do the work for them, you will probably find some people will pay you just to take that social media content off their hands and be happy enough to do that for you. So that could be one thing that you could do, is do maybe social media content. Another thing you could do then too could be emails. A lot of people know that collecting emails is a good thing to do because you can get back in front of your readers and customers again, but not everybody knows how to do it. Not everybody knows how to write an email regularly. Not everybody, they may do it for a couple of days or a couple of weeks because maybe they had seen something, but over time that kind of the novelty wears off and the grind comes in and it just seems too much to do. So again, you probably find people maybe that might have huge email lists but have given up on email writing because they just don't know how to do it. Maybe they didn't get the results from it, and if you were to step into their shoes and knock on their door and say, excuse me, I am really good at email writing, would you be interested in hiring me to take over your email accounts? So if you had some skill in that, if you knew how to write a daily email, if you were good at convincing people to click on a link and maybe buy a product or something like that through an email, that is the type of person that they are looking for. So again, if you had good experience, that could be something you could do. So we have the social media images or the content, and then we have the email marketing. Now again too, if you go a little bit larger, you may find maybe some companies have maybe a blog, and again, maybe they have blogged for a while, maybe they have written a couple of articles and put them on their website, but that is about as far as it's gone. They haven't done much kind of content creation. So that could be another thing you could do, maybe offer a service like blogging. If you or somebody had some experience on WordPress or kind of any platform at all, but if you had some knowledge in blogging and you could write content for them, again, you could provide a service to those companies where you could write maybe a weekly blog post or a daily blog post, or however many times they want that content to go up on their site or the blog. That could be something that you could think of providing. So again, if you have good knowledge on that, if you are good at article writing or blog writing, that is another service that you could provide. And again then too, freelance writing, if you are good at article writing, that is another thing you could do. You can actually write article packs, and again write them on a kind of a generic theme that maybe a lot of people might be looking at. For example, there is a site that you can go to, it's called Warrior Plus, and there is another one called JVZoo, and those two sites have a lot of internet marketers and marketers that are always looking for content for blogs, websites, and all the different platforms that they hang out on. And what they will do is they will buy ready written content on a particular topic. So for example, at the moment we are going through the coronavirus. I'm sure a lot of people are doing Google searches on the coronavirus. So if you were to provide maybe 10 articles on the coronavirus, on different tips and tricks and kind of relevant stuff to the coronavirus, you can bundle those 10 articles up into a little folder, and you can go over to a site like Warrior Plus or JVZoo, and you can put those articles up for sale. So what you can do is, once you put those articles up for sale, anybody can buy them, but you only have to create that content once. You have only have to write 10 articles and that's it, but you can sell that article pack over and over and over again. So again, if you sold maybe that article pack maybe for $10, which is a bargain for 10 articles, you could make a couple of $100 from that. You could make even more, depending on how popular the topics were. Again, if you don't know much about those two sites, go over there and see what content is being sold at the moment, because there's no point in writing articles on a topic that nobody wants. So go over to Warrior Plus or JVZoo and have a look at the article packs and see what people are selling over there. And again, just kind of mirror or kind of just go on the trends of what's relevant at the moment and create content for that. So that could be something else that you could think of creating, is creating article packs and selling those. And again, then too, if you look a little bit larger, if you were a good freelance writer, you could maybe think about going into larger things beyond blog posts, which could be maybe fiction writing or non-fiction writing. Again, it would depend on your experience and what you could provide. You know, if you have written that stuff before, again, you can go to a website like Upwork, that's UPWORK, and you'll find a lot of freelance writers over there who are all offering their services, looking for customers. So what you could do is you could provide your service. Again, it doesn't have to be fiction writing, you can do blog writing as well too. There are always people who are looking for blog writers or article writers on that site. You could go over there. So Upwork, or another one then too is Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and you could offer your services over there. Again, you could offer everything. You could offer your social media work, your blog writing, your article writing, your fiction writing, your non-fiction writing. But if you are going to, you know, kind of step out from the crowd, you probably would want to be somebody who specializes in a particular thing. So again, you know, if you are somebody who is offering all these different aspects of writing, you know, if I was looking for an email writer today, would I really go to somebody who does all that, or would I hire somebody who was solely focused on email writing? So if you are maybe looking to see, you know, some way that you can kind of separate yourself from the crowd, or to charge more because you have specialized knowledge, think about maybe tailoring down to a specific thing. Think about maybe that you are maybe the person who only does social media for weight loss, or only does social media for dog training or something like that. Because, you know, if you are more specialized, again, it's just like a doctor. If you go to a normal general GP, he probably makes a certain amount of money per year. But if I needed to go to an eye surgeon or a brain surgeon, because he's specialized, he can charge far, far more. So think about that if you are maybe getting into the writing game, rather than offering kind of bland, generic services to everybody. Is there any way maybe you could focus down and you could maybe tailor to one market? You know, you could be maybe the social media expert for hairdressers, or you could be the social media expert for, you know, a sweet shop or something like that, something kind of specific. But again, you would need to make sure that there was a huge audience that was looking for that type of content. But focus on maybe specializing yourself, and in that way you can charge more money. And in that way, if I was a hairdresser and I seen that you were somebody who did social media content for hairdressing, you were probably the first person that I would go to. And it works out to your benefit too. If you do specialize on some topic, you only need to write articles or information on hairdressing, rather than having to write articles maybe about topics that you don't really know much about, and you have to maybe research that topic to create the content. Whereas if you are kind of specific to one thing, you don't need to do all the research, because you already know probably a lot about that topic already. So you can quickly write out those articles or those blog posts or those social media images. You can just spit them out one after the other, because you have a great knowledge on that topic. So think about that if you are looking to make money from your writing. Have a look at maybe specializing in some way. See who is looking for content right now. Again, one of the things that, you know, to be aware of is not to force your services on somebody who doesn't want them. You know, go and look for companies that are actually looking for that type of content. You know, you could probably walk around your town today, you could tap and, you know, knock on all the doors and say, here, I do social media content. But if those people aren't interested in that, or haven't got a clue what you're talking about, you're going to have to explain yourself, and you're going to have to maybe lower your prices, or you're going to have to try to twist their arm to get them to hire you, and they're probably never going to be happy with it because it was forced on them. Rather, if they came to you and they said to you, well, you know, I'm really in need, I need somebody to take over my social media account. That's basically just pushing on an open door. That person wants you, and it's very easy for you to, you know, to provide your service that way, rather than forcing your service on somebody. So even though you might have that experience, you know, you may be good at social media, blog posts, all those different things, there mightn't be people in your area who would be maybe up to knowledge and know that that is a good thing to do, that they should be focusing on that. And if you do go knocking around those businesses in your area, you will probably get a lot of no's, because those people aren't looking for it. And if you do get customers, you may find sometimes that they're probably not the best customers to deal with, because they don't actually know what you're doing and they can't see the benefits from it. So have a look and see who is actually looking to hire people. Again, set up your little table over on Upwork or on Fiverr, or again, even just go to those sites, have a look and see what jobs are actually being looked for, and see is there kind of popular trend that maybe you could slot yourself into. But I hope I've helped you out there. I hope I've given you some ideas. A lot of people unfortunately think when it comes to writing there's only one specific part of writing, but because so many people are looking for content in so many different ways, from large to small, you can slot yourself in somewhere along the line. But again, have a look and see who is actually looking for your services, and see if you can narrow down or kind of get really, really good on one topic. And because of that, then you're going to make it easier on yourself to write that content, but you can also charge more because you are kind of an eye doctor rather than a general GP. So as always, if you'd like to ask me a question, or you'd like to ask me to cover something in an upcoming video or podcast episode, you're very welcome to reach out to barryjmcdonald@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to go to the site where all the content is, or where it all started from, if you go over to WriteCome, that's WriteCome.com. And if you go there today, we have a great free report that is called Words to Wealth. And in it, I'm going to show you how anyone can make money from their keyboard. Now, in one stage, I showed my 10-year-old how he could create a whole merchandising line from home, simply just putting a couple of words on a t-shirt. So if that's something that you'd like to maybe try out, or if that sounds intriguing, head over to the WriteCome site, download the free report, give it a go, and let me know how you get on with it. So as always, thanks for sharing your time again today. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.